Crypto Pirates Daily News, July 2, 2021. Latest news headlines. MTI has been placed in final liquidation, and 8,000 more bitcoins have been traced. Gender transition painting sells for $2.16 million in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin could reach $250,000, this analyst predicts a massive price increase. Why the Chinese crackdown is beneficial to cryptocurrency in the long run. The little-known Baby Doge Coin surges 100% in value following Musk's tweet. The ATO reminds Bitcoin cryptocurrency investors that they cannot avoid paying taxes. According to JPMorgan, ETH2 could kickstart a $40 billion stake sector by 2025. MTI has been placed in final liquidation, and 8,000 more bitcoins have been traced. Liquidators are urging MTI members to file claims, stating that they will not be required to contribute to the bankrupt estate. Bitcoin scam that failed. The Cape High Court declared Mirror Trading International, MTI, in final liquidation this week. This comes after liquidators stated that they had located around 8,000 more Bitcoin, in addition to the 1,281 Bitcoin recovered from Belize-based broker FX Choice and sold for almost 1.1 billion rands. At current market levels, an additional 8,000 Bitcoin is worth around 4 billion rands. Liquidators expect they will be able to recover more of the estimated 29,000 Bitcoin that entered MTI. On September 8, the liquidators will return to court to argue that MTI should be designated a Ponzi scheme. This would make it easier to recover funds that the liquidators believe are legally owed to the insolvent estate. Anyone who wishes to object has until August 31 to file their answering affidavits. In an interview following the final liquidation, joint liquidator Rion van Roen urged MTI members to file claims with the liquidators, stating they should not be concerned about having to pay contributions to the insolvent estate. Trying to get as much money back as possible. Of course, we want to recover as much money as possible for our members, especially the old and needy. Members should be aware that they will not be obliged to pay into the estate simply because they benefited from withdrawals. It simply implies that their claims will be lowered by the amount of withdrawals they have already received. If they put in 30,000 rands and withdraw 10,000 rands, their claim against MTI would be reduced from 30,000 rands to 20,000 rands. COVID lockdowns allowing the liquidators intend to organize a countrywide roadshow in order to contact as many MTI members as possible and aid them in filing claims. Unwarranted enrichment. The founders and early users of MTI's multi-level marketing system reaped the most benefits, including 50% shareholder Clinton Marks, who resisted the business's liquidation and maintained that the company might be saved by alternative means. According to a data leak by a group called Anonymous Czar, some of the MTI officials gained more than 100 million rands from the scheme, and liquidators will be looking for what they feel is unjust enrichment. Some of MTI's leaders, including Marks, are thought to have profited hundreds of millions of rands from the plan. Chainalysis named MTI the world's largest Bitcoin scam in 2020. MTI claimed on its website of a computerized program that generated daily returns of 0.5%, equivalent to around 180% each year, but when the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSCA, investigated, it found no evidence of an algorithm, or any successful trading at all. MTI's accounts were frozen by FX Choice owing to exaggerated and misleading statements regarding its trading success. The broker informed the FSCA that 1,846 Bitcoin were placed with it between January and June 2020, but 566 Bitcoin, about 30%, were lost. MTI initially traded Forex through FX Choice, but then allegedly shifted to trading Bitcoin through a new broker called Trade 300, which the FSCA determined was a false invention of CEO Johann Steenberg and did not exist as a legitimate brokerage. After Steenberg went missing, the failing Bitcoin scheme was placed in provisional liquidation in December 2020, just days after MTI ceased processing withdrawal requests. In August of last year, the FSCA issued a warning concerning MTI and recommended members of the public to request a refund. MTI is estimated to have had 280,000 customers before it was closed down in December. This was established through a multi-level marketing scheme that paid members a 10% commission on money invested by new referrals. Once accounts formed in the names of family pets and other fake accounts are removed, liquidators think the number of accounts will fall between 150,000 and 180,000. The multi-level marketing plan was designed so that members could maximize their earnings by expanding their downlines, even naming their dogs as investors. Members can file claims at investtrust-mticlaims.co.za. Gender transition painting sells for $2.16 million in cryptocurrency. Year 4, age 17? By Fuocious. His name is Victor was auctioned off alongside non-fungible tokens for a cool $2.16 million. Christie's auction of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and actual artwork by 18-year-old transgender artist Fuocious garnered $2.16 million on Wednesday, the auction house said, the latest proof of art collectors' interest for blockchain-based assets. An NFT is a type of crypto asset that uses blockchain to track the ownership of digital things, including photographs, videos, and text. While anybody can view the item, only the buyer has the official status of being the object's owner. Hello, I'm Victor, Fuocious, and this is my life, an online auction. Fuocious, whose true name is Victor Langlois, sold 5 lots at Christie's. The 5 lots, which received more than 20 bids, reflect 1 year in the life of Seattle-based Langlois, who found his gender identity and transitioned from female to male between the ages of 14 and 18. Langlois is the youngest artist ever to have a Christie's sale. Each lot includes a video artwork that is only available in digital form and is sold as an NFT, a collection of doodles, sketches, and journal entries from the previous year in both physical and NFT form, and a physical-only painting. I feel like trans voices aren't always heard or acknowledged, so having my platform to say, hey look, this is my life, and look at what we're doing, it means the world, Langlois said in an interview. The sale was the most recent in a string of initiatives by established auction houses to adopt NFTs, which gained prominence in early 2021. I believe NFTs are the way of the future, said Langlois, who also owns cryptocurrency. If you're posting your art and sharing it with the world online, I think creating a method for collectors to own it as a digital asset is only the next step, he continues. Bitcoin could reach $250,000, this analyst predicts a massive price increase. The Bitcoin market is a fresh market every day due to its volatility. No matter how carefully one forecasts the future, the outcome is always surprising. This time, however, the situation appears to be rather different, since Bitcoin may have just confirmed the view of top analysts. On the 4-hour chart, BTC's price climbed, and it also did well on other time frames. Speaks the Wolf of All Streets. Scott Melker, dubbed the Wolf of All Streets, expressed these sentiments. In his most recent analysis video, he focused on the monthly chart and made some noteworthy conclusions. On the monthly chart, BTC first broke over the EQ line, or midline. Between June 2019 and November 2020, the King Coin's candles remained below the line for approximately 17 months. The currency crossed the threshold in December 2020 and is currently retesting it for support. Melker made a prediction concerning the coin's future trajectory. Melker asserted, even if it continued to the top of the channel, the upper trend line, next month, it would be $158,000, a month later, that would be $168,000, $176,000, As you can see, it takes a few months. This brings us up to the 230, 250, and 280,000 targets. On the daily chart, BTC was breaching the descending channel's midline. The coin has been aggressively pushing upward and has successfully flipped it into support. Moving forwards, resistance will be provided by the 50 MA or the channel's top. Finally, but certainly not least, the 4-hour chart indicated a possible wick-off accumulation surge. The spring appears to be in place, and support at $36,000 should hold. Given that this appears to be a sweep of the lows at the moment, such a move may push Bitcoin as high as $42,000. Rekt Capital backs Melker's forecast. Rekt Capital, a well-known analyst, also endorsed this prognosis. He recently tweeted about Bitcoin's movement in relation to the 50 WEMA and how it might also result in a bull market. Congressman Bill Foster's latest statement is troubling in light of all of these prospective protests. He recently asserted that ransomware attacks, which are increasing in frequency, represent a threat to Bitcoin's legal status. Foster stated at a televised appearance, "I'm not there yet, but there is widespread sense in Congress that everybody who engages in an anonymous crypto transaction is a de facto participant in a criminal conspiracy," he said. Why the Chinese crackdown is beneficial to cryptocurrency in the long run. There are multiple reasons why China's crypto crackdown is beneficial to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. China's new restriction on Bitcoin mining may have led to current market downturn, but in the long run, this may have some unexpectedly good consequences. China has issued crypto prohibitions since 2013, but this ban may be a blessing in disguise, as officials have shut down Bitcoin mining in various areas. The Chinese central bank has also restated a previous prohibition on banking and payment organizations offering any services linked to cryptocurrency transactions. Initial coin offers, ICOs, are still unlawful. This may appear to be awful news, but take a step back. China has been at the forefront of outlawing numerous technological breakthroughs, but that hasn't stopped them from gaining control of the world we know today. Twitter, Facebook, Google, and other widely used services all have one thing in common: they have all been blocked by China at various times. In fact, China prohibitions have proven to be a good purchase signal. "I believe the Chinese authorities made an enormously costly error with this ban," says Sean Sanders, CEO of crypto investment platform Revix. "It is now evident that Chinese Bitcoin miners are migrating to other parts of the world where Bitcoin mining is more welcome. There is a silver lining to every cloud. Due to cheap energy prices in locations such as Sichuan, China accounts for more than 65% of all Bitcoin mining in the world. This raised fears that Bitcoin mining was overly concentrated in one region of the world, exposing the network to the possibility of outages and political meddling, which is exactly what happened. Many Chinese Bitcoin miners are going to North America or Kazakhstan, where electricity is cheaper and regulations are more receptive." Sanders points out that earlier Chinese efforts to restrict Bitcoin have been counterproductive. When Chinese authorities declared plans to ban cryptocurrencies in September 2017, Bitcoin's price plunged from an all-time high of just above $5,000 to roughly $3,000, only to quickly reverse course and reach a new all-time high of $20,000 by December of that year. What this illustrates is that while governmental intervention may have a short-term influence on price, the fundamentals driving Bitcoin's price remain largely unaffected, Sanders adds. "We've seen this many times over the years, when officials threaten cryptocurrency limitations, but more lately, we've seen a more balanced and rational approach to Bitcoin from authorities in other nations like El Salvador, where Bitcoin is now accepted as legal tender." Bitcoin mining entails solving complicated mathematical riddles in exchange for new Bitcoin. As Chinese miners shut down operations while shifting elsewhere, the overall pace of mining, as measured by the hash rate, the processing power necessary to produce Bitcoin, has dropped by more than 50%. According to a recent Bean crypto analysis, while Bitcoin hash rates and active addresses have been declining since reaching an all-time high of $64,800, the network is still seeing user growth, which is accompanied by an increase in long-term holders and a decline in Bitcoin liquidity as demand rises, which could signal a reversal of the downward trend. Another piece of good news for Bitcoin was the announcement that Morgan Stanley had purchased over 28,000 shares in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which allows institutions to gain exposure to Bitcoin through share ownership rather than outright purchase of Bitcoin. Morgan Stanley's latest step demonstrates the mainstreaming of cryptocurrencies, and more financial institutions will undoubtedly follow suit. With the recent price dip in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, we have seen buying enter the market with the idea that the bull market has not yet run its course, Sanders adds. This is an important lesson on the volatility of cryptocurrencies for people who are new to them. For those who have gone through prior downturns, this one is not particularly concerning, and is instead viewed as a chance to buy in at a cheaper price. An easy way to get started with cryptocurrency. Revix offers 3 equally weighted bundles in addition to the possibility to purchase Bitcoin and Ethereum as individual crypto assets. These bundles allow you to easily invest in the most popular cryptocurrencies at a reasonable cost with a single investment. The Top 10 bundle provides investors with diversified exposure to the top 10 cryptocurrencies based on market capitalization, with each cryptocurrency receiving a 10% weighting in the portfolio. Your bundle is rebalanced on a regular basis, keeping you up to date with the volatile market without you having to lift a finger. It contains the cryptocurrencies Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot. The benefit of this bundle is that it provides exposure to new and developing cryptos that frequently beat Bitcoin's already exceptional compounded growth of 117% per year over the last 10 years. This bundle's price has increased 454% in the last year, much outpacing Bitcoin's 192% increase. The Smart Contract Bundle invests in the top 5 cryptos, with an emphasis on the upcoming smart contract technologies. A smart contract, like a contract, allows the conditions of an agreement or trade to be carried out. However, what distinguishes it as smart is that it can carry out this transaction without the involvement of a third party. Many people believe that this is where cryptos and blockchain technology will go in the future. Over the last year, the Smart Contract Bundle has outperformed Bitcoin. The Payments Bundle focuses on 5 cryptos that aim to revolutionize money and value transfer. It consists of Bitcoin, Ripple, Litecoin, and Stellar. This bundle's worth has increased by over 240% in the last year. Your crypto bundle is then rebalanced automatically each month, keeping you up to date with the volatile market without you having to lift a finger. This ensures that investors always possess the most popular and trustworthy cryptocurrencies that represent the whole market. The little-known Baby Doge Coin surges 100% in value following Musk's tweet. The Doge father continues to enjoy himself by manipulating token prices via his tweets. Elon Musk just tweeted about the newly launched Baby Doge Coin, causing a massive price surge. Musk previously tweeted "Release the Doge," alongside a meme from the Godfather film. Dogecoin's price responded by painting a large green hourly candle. At this point, it's evident that Musk is indifferent about the possibility of SEC action for alleged market manipulation. However, it is past time for everyone to realize that Bitcoin has a significant Elon Musk issue. Baby Doge's height increases. If you believed the Doge meme mania was winding down, you were mistaken. Baby Doge started last month, joining a slew of other canine-themed cryptocurrency ventures that are all fighting to unseat the original. Elon Musk, the Doge father, sparked outrage when he tweeted about Baby Doge in the context of a popular children's song. This resulted in an 80% increase in the price of Baby Doge, which peaked at $0.000000001642 before continuing to climb higher throughout the day. The Baby Doge team responded to Musk's tweet with, "We adore you, Elon." then tweeting another similarly sycophantic message, this time about self-mutilation, in order to convince Elon to support Baby Doge. The Elon conundrum. Musk is not unfamiliar with SEC scrutiny. In 2018, he and Tesla agreed to pay $40 million to resolve securities fraud allegations. Additionally, the US regulator prompted Musk to resign as chairman of Tesla and required Tesla to review all of his public remarks. The uproar began when Musk tweeted about taking Tesla private at a price significantly higher than the company's current share price at the time. Despite the fact that no precise parameters of the sale were stated and the event was contingent on shareholder approval, the SEC determined that his conduct violated securities legislation. The SEC also charged Tesla today with failing to maintain adequate disclosure controls and processes in connection with Musk's tweets, a charge Tesla agreed to settle. Nonetheless, tensions are rising once more as the SEC alleges that Tesla failed to prevent Musk from tweeting about prohibited matters, including solar roof production quantities and sales figures. Tesla stated that they had not received clarification from the SEC regarding which issues are off-limits. Due to the fact that cryptocurrency lacks the same tight regulatory structure as traditional markets, there are many more areas that are open to interpretation. Musk has been accused of manipulating cryptocurrency markets through his tweets by figures such as economist Nouriel Roubini and Fox Business host Stuart Varney. Roubini characterized this activity as reckless and criminal. The question is, then, why hasn't the SEC acted? Yankan Go, a securities law specialist at Goldstein and McClintock, says it is unclear whether Musk is manipulating markets. According to Go, unlike other celebrities who have been afoul of the SEC in this regard, Musk was not compensated by any enterprise to increase its price. The ATO reminds Bitcoin cryptocurrency investors that they cannot avoid paying taxes. There is no way to avoid paying taxes if you own Bitcoin or other digital coins. Learn how the ATO can track you down. Don't expect to win a game of hide and seek, that's the advice to Australia's more than 500,000 Bitcoin investors. It comes after the Australian Taxation Office said that it had extended a relationship with Australia's cryptocurrency exchanges, requiring companies to send over transaction data until 2022-23. It is part of the ATO's campaign to dispel the idea that cryptocurrency gains are tax-free or only taxed when cashed back into Australian dollars, and its collaboration with exchanges is assisting it in targeting taxpayers. The ATO's Associate Commissioner Tim Lowe advised Australians that investing in cryptocurrency is not a game of hide and seek, with exchanges offering good data matching capabilities. It's how we intend to ensure people comply with their tax duties in connection to cryptocurrency, he told news.com.au. Over the last 12 to 18 months, cryptocurrency prices have surged. Bitcoin was valued $13,000 in June of last year, $18,000 in April of this year, and almost $46,000 today. We anticipate that individuals will invest more in it in the coming years, and we want to ensure that people understand their tax obligations. He stated that approximately 550,000 taxpayers are expected to encounter a pop-up notice when submitting their taxes. We will remind taxpayers who possess Bitcoin to include cryptocurrency gains and losses by issuing a pop-up message if they lodge their own tax return through the My Tax portal, or a message will be sent to their registered tax agent, he said. In some circumstances, where there has been egregious behavior, we use that data match procedure to designate taxpayers for audits. What information does the ATO require? According to him, the ATO closely monitors where Bitcoin interacts with the real world using data from banks, financial institutions, and cryptocurrency exchanges. Cryptocurrency is seen similarly to other investment assets such as stocks, and it is critical to keep accurate records in terms of calculating gains and losses, according to Mr. Lowe. This includes the Australian dollar amount when you buy, exchange, or sell cryptocurrencies, the dates of transactions, the purpose of the transaction, and the other party involved. He stated that there is some excellent accounting software available to assist consumers in calculating their cryptocurrency earnings or losses, and that qualified tax agents might also assist those who were unsure. This year, the ATO will send letters to around 100,000 taxpayers who own cryptocurrencies, requesting them to check previously filed returns. What tax experts have to say. Working out crypto can be a challenging undertaking due to the dramatic changes in value and the fact that it can be classified in a variety of ways. According to Marty Heinrich, a tax partner at KPMG, the ATO is increasingly focusing on Bitcoin earnings and can closely trace transactions using data from suppliers. If your cryptocurrency is not deemed a personal use asset, then any disposal will normally need to be declared for capital gains tax, CGT, purposes, and you may be entitled to a CGT discount if you held the asset for at least 12 months previous to disposal, she explained. According to the ATO, Bitcoin is a personal use asset if you acquire and utilize it quickly and directly swap it for products you personally use or consume. In most cases, Bitcoin is not a personal use asset and will be liable to capital gains taxes, and the longer you hold cryptocurrency, the less likely the ATO will consider it a personal use asset, she explained. She recommended crypto investors to keep detailed records of transaction dates and prices, and warned that even if you have not yet changed your crypto into recognized money, a capital gains tax event will almost certainly occur upon transfer of bitcoins. Most people, according to tax accountants More Australia, would hold cryptocurrencies as a capital gains tax asset. An important trait is the aim to hold the cryptocurrency as a long-term investment, they stated. For example, if you kept the cryptocurrency for more than a year, you'd get a 50% capital gains tax break on any following profits. However, if you suffer a loss on your investment, you can only offset it in the current year, they warned. Why are the exchanges cooperating? Working with government organizations such as the ATO, Austrac, and others, according to Caroline Bowler, CEO of BTC Markets, one of Australia's major platforms, is a routine aspect of doing business for an Australian company. It's comparable to banks and other financial organizations in Australia, and it demonstrates how quickly our sector has matured, she explained. She agreed that the tax implications of cryptocurrency are still a little hazy. It's to be expected given the complexity and rapid growth of cryptocurrency itself, whereas traditional finance grew at a far slower pace, she explained. What matters is that the ATO is prepared to consult and comprehend as part of this process. That is a promising sign. In fact, the ATO contacted Ms. Bowler's accountant last year to ensure she was properly declaring her Bitcoin gains and losses. "I'm happy to certify that my taxes were fully current," she remarked. The ATO has released an information sheet to assist cryptocurrency investors with their tax duties. According to JPMorgan, F2 could kickstart a $40 billion stake sector by 2025. While JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon may be anti-crypto, two JPMorgan analysts believe proof-of-stake coin yields are favorable in current zero-rate environment. According to a new JPMorgan analysis, the launch of the energy-efficient Ethereum 2.0 network will increase awareness of the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism and make staking yields a more appealing source of revenue for institutional and individual investors. According to the authors, holders of staked coins on proof-of-stake blockchains are currently producing around $9 billion in revenue from their staked holdings. When Ethereum switches from proof-of-work to proof-of-stake, POS, next year, economists anticipate rewards to more than quadruple to $20 billion. They forecast that staking yields would treble again to $40 billion by 2025 across the blockchain industry. Additionally, the two senior analysts contrasted the financial incentives associated with staking cryptocurrencies to those associated with cash, cash equivalents, and fixed income instruments such as U.S. Treasury bonds. Earning interest via staking can help offset the opportunity cost of having cryptocurrencies in comparison to other asset classes such as US dollars, US Treasury bonds, or money market funds, all of which generate some positive nominal income. Indeed, we view the rates as an incentive to invest in the current zero-rate environment. Annual staking returns for the top 10 cryptocurrencies by staked capitalization range between 3% and 13%, according to staking rewards. Although these are nominal yields, their real returns on investment are also a function of the underlying currency's market exchange value. The analysts at JPMorgan found the positive real yields on POS coins attractive, in addition to any anticipated market price growth, writing, "Not only does staking reduce the opportunity cost of owning cryptocurrencies in comparison to other asset classes, but cryptocurrencies frequently pay a considerable nominal and actual yield." JPMorgan is not solely focused on proof-of-stake coins. The financial services behemoth is apparently ready to provide a Bitcoin fund to select clients. It might begin operations as early as this summer. Additionally, this new cryptocurrency product may be actively managed, in contrast to Pantera Capital's and Galaxy Digital's similar passive Bitcoin funds. We hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Please let us know your opinion in the comments area below. If you found our content useful, please like it and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more crypto-related contents.